How to utilize your home court advantage when you're working from home. Hi, I'm Rochelle Carrington with the Quest Source. Did you know you've got a home court advantage when it comes to your home office work? Let me explain. The concept of the home court advantage all stems from sports teams, and the idea is that there is both a psychological and a physiological effect that allows teams that are playing on their home court to have a higher likelihood of winning. Now, the reasons for that are a few. Number one, if you're playing from home and a sports team, then you don't have travel time and you don't have different time zones that wear you out. There's also the idea that you will have more raving fans in your own home court or home arena than if you were playing someplace else. And of course, there's the familiarity aspect of it, that when you're playing on your home court or your home field, you know that thing like the back of your hand. Now, think about how this can translate to business, because more and more people are working from home. And I get a lot of questions about how do I make sure that I am productive? Because working from home is one of those things where you can be massively unproductive. However, I will add that when we take a look at what people do in an office, 50% of that time is wasted anyway. We just don't realize it because we think we're being productive as we walk around an office. So here's how you want to think about the home court advantage and what you can do when you're working from your home office. There's about 6 tips. I'm going to give you 3 so that we don't make this video too long. And if you'd like to read the others, then I'll put a link to the blog right underneath this and you can check that out anytime you want. So here's what you need to do. Number 1, set up your home arena. Now this is pretty obvious that you need to have an area that is familiar to you, that you always go to for work. One of the things people do a lot is they jump from area to area throughout their house or their apartment, and that doesn't actually create cohesive focus. So you want to make sure you've got that one area set up for yourself and work from that every single day. And make sure that you set the ground rules with your family so that they understand when you are in that area, you basically are hands off. Nobody's allowed to talk to you, to interrupt you until you take a timeout. So make sure that they understand that. And then the other thing is that you want to make sure that you make it very difficult to be distracted. So if you have a tendency to be distracted with your phone or your email, turn off all of those notifications. The next thing to think about is every team has timeouts. They have times when they've been playing the game, something is not going exactly as they wanted to, so they call a timeout, and they have a very specific number of timeouts they can have during any game, and each timeout has a specific time frame. So if you're playing baseball, you can't just call a timeout and go hang out in the dugout for an hour drinking Gatorade. You've got a limited time period in which you can have that timeout. One of the things that we need to utilize when working from home is that idea of timeouts. Because if you're just trying to focus for an entire 9-to-5 day while you're sitting in one spot, you're going to go crazy. So think about how many timeouts you need and make sure you put a time limit. 10, 15 minutes max for each of your timeouts so that you don't get distracted and find yourself wandering out into the yard and suddenly you're gardening for the next hour. The next thing you want to do is make sure you use your travel time wisely. Now, if you're working from home, you have no commute. Your commute is 3 seconds long. But what most people do is whatever their commute was before, let's say you had 20 minutes, they now sleep in for an extra 20 minutes. Not a good idea. Take that 20 minutes, 45 minutes, 1 hour, whatever your commute time was, wake up at the exact same time, and use that old commute time to learn something. The value you get, the way you get paid is based on how good you are at what you do. That's it. It's not how much you do, it's how good you are at it. So make sure you're jumping on to a TED Talk, a podcast, whatever it may be, YouTube. Learn something. There are so many great ideas out there that will help you be creative, help you come up with new solutions to old problems, and those will always earn you more money. Lastly, tap into the fans that you have to cheer you on. Now, of course, you're not going to have people next to you cheering you on like you would in a game, but there's different ways to look at fans when you're working. Number one, most people get very motivated by music. It helps to give us energy. So picture and get some music that will help you with a specific task that you're doing. If you're doing something that requires a lot of focus and attention and detail, then you want to have something soothing and calm. If you're doing something that's sort of boring, like for me, Excel spreadsheets, most boring thing in the entire world, I put on more high intensity music that I can kind of dance around to and that will give me some energy so that I can focus on all of these numbers and boring things on a spreadsheet. So get the music going. The other thing is put things around you that give you energy. You can have things like thank you cards from clients. You can have your favorite quotes. You can have drawings from your kids, even if it was something they drew 10 years ago. It's still super cute and it reminds you why you're working. One of the best things that I love to have is my dream board, and that is a thing that shows kind of a visual representation of my goals, of why I am working, of why I do this, and that helps me stay connected to the big picture. So when I feel a low in energy, then I can always look at that and it reminds me why I'm doing what I'm doing. There's a lot more ideas on how you can really make your home office into your home court advantage. So again, just check out the link below so you can find the blog and take a look at those other ideas. The main thing is that working from home is something that is really a wonderful gift that we have been given. The only thing we got to figure out is how to do it more productively so that you can work less and then have more time to do all those other things that you want to do at your home. Hang out with your family, go have time with your friends, drink a glass of wine on the porch, whatever that may be. So look at how you can use that advantage to really shorten up the time you're working. And that's how you're going to win in this game. In the meantime, laugh a lot and learn a lot.